What's up, Internet? Jay here with Nerd Rage Against the Machine, and tonight we're going to try the start of a campaign into Vaesen, Nordic horror role-playing. There we go. Aha! Vaesen, role-playing in Nordic horror. And we're going to start with an adventure that is from the Wicked Secret and Other Mysteries book. So, those of you who are interested, there's your chance to see what the book also offers as well. So I'm going to bring on our players as usual tonight. First and foremost, we have my personal nemesis, Mr. Sean Fitzpatrick. How's it doing, Sean?
Good, man.
Good. And
nemesis.
Behind the book.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. And all right. And you want to go ahead and introduce your character?
Oh, yeah. I'm Linus Skarsgard. It's been a while since I've looked at this character sheet, but I'm old. I'm an old man. I'm 51. And I am an occultist. I'm interested in learning more about the Vaesen. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm guilty of a heinous crime, which we have yet to discuss. But I am certain will come up at some point in time.
That's the plan anyway. And then last but not least, we have a small group tonight. Is good friend Greg Lewis, who's been gaming with us for some time. How's it going, Greg?
I'm doing real well. I think I'm going to try to also become the personal nemesis. You can put that out there. Just kidding.
I need 2 nemeses? Is that the idea?
There, 2 for the price of 1. No, just kidding.
Is it not Nemesi?
Nemesi? I think so. Yeah, something like that.
It's not, but that's okay.
Either way, thanks, guys. Warms the cockles of my heart, you bastards. Anyway.
Yes, the relationship between the DM and the players is not confrontational or antagonistic.
Nope.
I say, fuck that.
Paranoia.
That was a lot of fun.
That was definitely a lot of fun. But anywho, you want to tell us a little bit about your character, Greg?
Yeah, sure. I am playing Oscar Crab, and I'm a vagabond, a young one, kind of the artful dodger, always kind of getting into trouble, that kind of thing. I have one of the things though is that apparently my sister was, I believe was taken by the Vaesen, and that's one of the things I'm after or kind of searching for. But aside from that, always kind of one of those always getting into trouble.
Alrighty, sounds good. So we will start this adventure. You guys have a headquarters, as discussed in the previous session 0. You guys have been gifted Castle Gillencoits from Benefactor. And with the castle came Alget Fisk, your one retainer, a man who is worked for the society whose family has worked for the society for as long as the society has been. He is a long line of those, and he works as groundskeeper / aide de camp. So, saying that, it has been about a week or 2 since you guys have actually taken possession. The house, or the castle itself, is in pretty terrible disrepair. I mean, it's livable, but it is kind of like, say, you just got the old Walmart warehouse. You don't know what's all in here. Exploration is kind of tough because there are some blocked off corridors. Beyond that, the roof has holes. So I'm guessing the 2 of you have spent the week, doing things like scrounging furniture together, doing a little bit of cleanup, what you can, to make the place at least livable. It is still feeling like a squatter situation, but you're not like, but again, you have a roof over your head. You do have a butler who is helping, and you also have a library, a rather large library of books about the Vaesen and other things in Nordic history and Swedish history. So it is morning. It is summer. Not too far between now and the new moon. About maybe a week or so at most. So, as you guys have both gotten up, what are your plans for the day? What are you doing first?
Hmm.
I'm gonna have some toast with lox.
Okay. Fair enough. This may require you to run down and grab some bread from the local vendor. Not a big deal.
From the baker.
Yep, from the baker.
We don't have Wonder Bread.
No, they don't. I didn't say they did. I just said vendor, not,
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's not like I've got a pantry that's filled with. Do we even have refrigeration at this point in time? Probably not.
No. If you're lucky and wealthy, you might have an icebox.
But there's no bread in the larder?
Not that you see, I should say, not that's any good.
I tell Oscar I'm going to the bakery.
All right.
Morning is the best time to get the bread.
I'm trying to remember. Did we get some money along with the inheritance or anything along with the?
There is a small stipend, yes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say my character is so used to shall we say, acquiring things. Oh, don't go down. Don't go in the front of the bakery. Let me go to the back of the bakery.
We don't have to steal bread.
We don't?
No, we have resources. It's not like we're without means.
I'm not used to this kind of lifestyle. Honestly, paying for things, I think it's highly overrated. But,
Out of character, I don't necessarily disagree.
I suppose, though, we don't want to pick off the baker nearby that lives, the baker that's near us.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, buy local, right?
Steal foreign. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, don't
when
steal
we see
from
the rich guy come through, then we'll try to steal something.
Don't steal in your own neighborhood, right?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and here there's not a lot of buy foreign. Let's be fair.
True.
It's about a 3-block walk to the baker's, and yeah, it's you can smell it from about probably at least a block away. Smell of sticky buns and hearth-made breads. You get there, and yeah, the baker's putting out his wares. His wife is there at the counter, and about a half a kroner later, you're walking away with basically a sourdough loaf. Like a loaf.
Oh, see, sometimes you have to settle for a half loaf.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Sorry, I should not mix in-game things with out-of-game things. Probably.
I understand. So, Greg, while he's off at the baker, or Oscar, and while Linus is off at the baker, what are you doing?
Again, I'm not used to living in a place all the time, with a roof over my head.
Uh-huh.
Although the library does kind of intrigue me a bit.
Okay.
Can you
find
read
out more about the Vaesen and things like that? So I guess I'll head down to the library.
Are you literate?
I'm trying to remember. Good question. Am I?
By default, yes.
Okay. I know some games are kind of stickler about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And if nothing else, you should have a skill called learning.
I'm not sure if I have that.
Well, and if you don't remember, it always defaults.
I did. Yeah, I did take a point. I did take a point in learning.
Okay. So basically, logic plus learning.
You sound like that kid in Billy Madison.
I don't think I ever really watched that show. I don't think I ever saw that movie.
Okay, then never mind.
Doyle rules. So saying that, yeah, you go to the library. This is a little better kept room than some in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little musty. There's definitely a thin layer of dust over most objects, except for maybe where you guys have already been through it a couple times. And there are several rows of volumes, mostly leather bound and clasped books.
Okay.
Organized by different subjects like history,
Mm-hmm.
Vaesen of the wild, Vaesen of the sea, etc., etc. Taking a candle down there, you can probably find something that's at least an interesting read.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me a logic and learning check if you would.
Okay. And I'm trying to remember how many dice do you usually? I know it's six-sided.
It's based on the number of the stat plus the skill. So your logic and learning skill. Take that number. That's how many dice you get to roll.
Okay. All right. So logic is 3, and then my learning skill is 1. So it'd be 4 dice.
4 dice, correct. And every 6 you get is a success.
Okay. Let me see what I get here. Okay. No successes.
No successes.
Yeah.
The first volume you find is some meandering history of the area, and it really is kind of a boring. Nothing exciting at all. It's like and then the lad went to Rolf Hammerstein, and he used it for pigs. When Hammerstein died, the lad went to his son, who also raised pigs. About this point, Linus, you are heading back in. And waiting at the door for you is Aldous.
He's our Alfred, right?
Yeah.
Good.
He basically looks
Good
at you
day.
and says, "Good day. The mail has come." He has a kind of thick envelope in his hand, and he hands it to you.
The post is here.
The post is here.
Good Sir Aldous, where might I find the ragamuffin Oscar?
I think he went down to the library.
Okay. I'll go down to the library and take this with me.
Right.
Jamie, this is really hard to read.
That's why I'm going to read it to you. I have a copy in the book. This is just the prop.
Nope. If you can give me some time, I can read this.
Okay.
Actually, I'll read it to Oscar if that's all right.
That's fine. Just let me know when you need me to scroll down.
All right. To whom it may concern. My name is Oscar Udgren, priest in the fishing village of Fjällbacka. It is with a heavy heart that I write these lines. I am at wit's end with my current predicament, and so I turn to you. I met with members of your exalted order during my studies in Uppsala a few years ago, and now I place my hope in your particular talents and expertise. My best friend and mentor, Vicar Carl Erik Henquist, is dead. His body was found a week ago, washed up on a beach in the Fjällbacka archipelago. The coroner has identified the cause of death as a self-inflicted gunshot to the head and written it off as a suicide. I refuse to accept this conclusion, certain that there is something unnatural afoot, and I know who is responsible. What I lack is proof and the means to do something about it.
Okay.
I last saw Carl Erik alive
Sorry,
a week before he was found dead. He was once again heading out to Wrecker Lake in the archipelago.
Wrecker Isle.
Wrecker Isle in the archipelago to bring the word of God to the depraved seafarers frequenting the end on the island. Wrecker Isle is a hub for maritime traffic and the site of the largest herring saltery in the archipelago. Some days the sea lane is so clogged with boats and ships that people can walk across them halfway to Fjällbacka. Wrecker Isle reeks with herring and sin, a godless stain on this earth. The proprietors of this den of thieves, herring baron Zacharias Amundsen and his mother Abella, whom the locals call the Godmother, are openly defying the teachings of our Lord and have thrown out the good vicar every time he visited Wrecker Isle. I'm convinced that the herring baron and the Godmother, along with Zacharias' feeble-minded but dangerous older brothers, Paul, Pete, and Pace,
Yep.
are doing the devil's bidding and are to blame for Carl Eric's untimely death. I shall go to Wrecker Isle to find proof of their guilt and face these henchmen of Satan face to face. I require your assistance in this perilous endeavor. If you cherish your God and wish to help his humble servant in his time of greatest need, meet me in Fjällbacka at your earliest convenience. With highest regards, Oscar Udgren.
Yep. The other thing that is in the envelope is a small sum of money. Without getting too much into the weeds of counting every penny, you figure it's probably enough to get you to the area and still have a little bit of a stipend to spend on food and drinks and the like.
To the carriage house.
To the carriage house.
I like that, to the Batmobile.
I don't think we have a Batmobile yet.
I don't think we have poles
for the headquarters. Yeah,
I don't think we have poles to slide down either. Maybe go down the banister.
So, saying that, you guys are going to the Fjällbacka archipelago. Anything that you wish to do or bring with you before you head out the door to the carriage house?
May I purchase armor?
May you purchase armor? Yeah, you may certainly attempt to purchase armor.
Okay.
As it will be a resources check.
How does that work? Just roll dice?
Yep, you should have a resources score, and that's how many dice you get. Let's take a look and see real quick. Armor costs.
Looks like it's
So light armor could be an availability of 2, so you're going to need 2 successes.
Oh, that's how it works?
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll try that. So I've got 3 resources.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to work, but this is just me being able to find it and afford it. No successes. So
So yeah, no luck. Either they're out of it, or you just ain't got the cash for what's there.
All right. To the carriage house.
Okay. You gonna bring any reading material with you?
I'll grab a book out of the library at random.
Okay. Grab a book out of the library at random. Go ahead and make me a logic plus learning test as well.
I'm rolling 6 dice and getting no successes.
Wow. Okay.
Our library is shit. You know, at some point we should probably organize that library, get a card catalog or something, some way of organizing it. I heard of this man named Dewey who's developed a means of organizing the stacks.
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Yeah, so you grab a couple of volumes, nothing too ostentatious. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys each 1 advantage. And we'll call this research.
What are the conditions on which we may use this?
Once per game, or once per mystery, you may add 2 to a roll.
Okay.
All you need to do is really kind of justify it. It's kind of like in Tales to the Loop where you have your item of power. The only difference is that it's a much more flexible, like, I have something on me.
Okay.
But it might not be the same object every time. Next time it might be a clue or a weapon or something that, Like you're facing Faye, and look, I found this cold iron dagger.
Okay.
But you guys have brought some books along to read on the journey.
Okay.
So you get to the carriage house. It's still early afternoon. I'm assuming you guys also took a minute to finish eating what you were, eating the bread and lox and all that.
Sure.
Maybe wash it down with some well water or the like. But it's going to take you a few days to get there. The first day is mostly by stagecoach. By the time you hit sundown, though,
Mhm.
You're at the shore and will be going by boat for part of it. Through Gota Canal. And next morning when you wake up, it's another stagecoach. After that, that stagecoach takes a while. It even has a rest stop in between. So you guys do spend some time, like at a hostel. Is there anything you would like to do during the journey or at the hostel? And the preparations you'd like to make?
I think thinking much right now.
Okay.
I mean, I guess basically kind of been, I assume I've been like reading throughout the trip, like in for something to do. I don't know. Do we learn anything? If I just do like another learning roll.
It's been mostly an interesting read. Go ahead and make me the logical learning roll.
Okay. Never mind. I got no successes, so forget it.
Okay.
So this hostel has other people in it, obviously.
It does indeed.
I'll chat with some of these folk, trying to learn any rumors or word of sightings of Vaesen, strange occurrences, weird phenomena, things that might foreshadow or give insight into where we're going or things that we can explore or pursue later on.
Well, one of the first things that you actually do notice when you get there, the house mom who's running the hostel, you're basically paying a couple kroner for the room, and there is board with that. You get bread, and she puts a jar down of herring, and the herring actually says on it Amundsen herring, like the label.
Okay. I'll stow that label.
Okay. From there, you also do hear a couple of fishermen coming back from the
Archipelago.
archipelago. Thank you. Archipelago, talking about this old salt who named Orvar, who they were dealing with on the island. Kind of a local legend. He lived in a cabin on the island off Graveyard Island, as long as anyone can remember. No family, but he seems to know everything that happens on the archipelago.
His name is Orvar?
Orvar. O-R-V-A-R. He was described as a gangly old man, gray beard, dressed in a woolen sweater and fish pants normally, and he also is known for his love of aquavit.
Aquabeat?
Aquavit. Yep.
I don't know what that is.
It's an alcohol.
Oh, okay.
In fact, he has been seen in the inn in Wrecker Isle on many an occasion, partaking of aquavit and telling tall tales.
So he's a drunkard and storyteller.
Exactly.
I want to make a note to visit him, or at least go to this inn to hear him spin his yarns.
That's probably a good idea. Other than that, the other big rumor that you heard. Actually, I'm going to make you both make an investigation check going forth if you're doing this. So that's logic and investigation.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't have the skill investigation, just keep in mind you can just roll straight logic.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably have to do. I don't have investigation.
Are we in a dark place?
Somewhat. I mean, it's lit by lantern light, but not like.
So I can't use my tinderbox to get a +1?
I'd give it to you. You really gotta have it, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how the equipment works. It just says +1.
That's more for perception. And
I rolled 7 dice and got 1 success.
well, that's enough, actually.
I have no successes.
That's not enough.
What are you here for?
I don't.
What do you do?
So, Wrecker Island and most of the archipelago really live and die by the herring trade. The amount of herring, it's actually known as the silver of the sea in the area.
Okay.
When it dries up, this place gets pretty desperate. When it's in flush, as it has been for about the last 30 years.
It's like a gold rush, boom towns and shit like that.
And that's really where we're at right now. Is you're definitely in flux. 30 years ago, this place was pretty desperate. Nowadays, it's you could probably stick your hand in the river and grab a herring. The Amundsons have definitely taken advantage of this, as Zacharias owns the largest herring saltery on the island. He's also commonly known as the Herring Baron. He's a clever man and quite popular with the ladies. Unlike his
And a
three
Satanist
brothers.
pedophile.
What's that?
And a satanic pedophile.
We will leave politics out from here. But unlike his older brothers...
I mean, that's what the letter from What's-His-Nuts said.
This is true. But this is what you're hearing rumors in this hostel.
Oh, okay.
Unlike his 3 older brothers, Paul, Pete, and Pace, who are all rather unsightly and simple-minded.
They're hanging on Zacharias's coattails.
Yeah, Zacharias definitely seems to be the mover and the shaker.
And the other 3 are just like, you know who my brother is?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Big oafish fools.
Okay.
In fact, when pressed on that, somebody does make an offhanded comment to you that the looks of the 2 of them are night and day. Zacharias is a attractive man, well-groomed. They are fat with misshapen teeth. Paul, Pete, and Pace, I mean. Normally wearing work clothes, thuggish looking. Whereas he, again, dresses well, looks nice, and
But he's the evil one.
but he's
Right.
the evil. Well,
Here's the thing. I mean, it's one thing to be evil and brutish. It's another to be evil and intelligent.
this is true.
This makes Zacharias much more dangerous in my book.
Other than that, not much else is going on tonight. Like I said, it is, it's a pretty calm night. You guys have a good good meal. The herring is actually pretty decent. Again, bread and cheese is also provided, along with a mild beer.
I partake of the fare that's made available.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Absolutely, might as well. Sounds good.
Oh yeah. The herring, though salted, is relatively fresh.
Good quality.
Good quality, yes.
Way to go, Zacharias.
And decent portions too. Again, it's not like the area is hurting for fish at this point.
You would think with such high supply of this stuff, the price of it would be that it would be cheap.
Dip.
Yeah.
Well, and they do a lot of export of it too. Along with oils. Herring oil can be used in trains. So part of the other process is actually selling that oil.
All right.
And that, again, is more common knowledge than it is anything that you'll have to research. Next morning, you get up, get back in the stagecoach, and make your way to a small fishing village towering under the huge mountains of Vetberger. It is summer, and it is sizzling hot.
Mm.
And again, the new moon is almost here. It's probably about 3 to 4 days away till the new moon. On the horizon across the shining sea, you guys can see, the rounded shape of numerous barren granite islands, increasingly blue farther out as one looks. The town that you're in is, crowded with sailors, crowded with merchants and traders. And you're probably going to need to get a sloop or something to the actual island.
Well, certainly we can do that. We've got the funds that that Oscar had provided us.
Correct. You have sufficient funds. Looking around, there are several different ships heading that way. You find one with a relatively friendly-looking captain who, welcomes you aboard and charges the fair price. Also stating you don't have to pay until you reach the other side. This is a very thin-decked ship, so it's not like anything with like a massive underside. And judging from the area, you can kind of see why. There's a lot of shallows here. This is almost more like a riverboat than it is like a sailing ship. There are some cabins and things in there as well. Once you get across, the other big thing that you notice as you are going across the river is, they're not joking, there is a lot of sea traffic. Traveling this route, it's the two things that are the obvious obstacles are the straits that are pretty tough to navigate. Even with as little maritime experience that you guys have, you probably get the idea that sailing these parts is not an easy task. It's not something that any old joker could do. On top of that, of course, there's also... What's that?
I was going to say, undoubtedly, there's also a lot of traffic. If you're in a boom type situation, there's fishermen just all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And as I said, you get the feeling if you wanted to, you could probably jump from one ship to the other and walk there effectively at some points, or at least get closer at a faster pace, maybe even than the ship is going.
Yeah, Linus doesn't like crowds.
So I'm going to close it for background noise.
This may not be all that comfortable for Linus then, because there is a crowd. Even if you're not all on the same ship. It takes about
Am I
an
able
hour.
to go below deck?
You can, however, it's cramped down there. It's not even 5 foot tall. You are going to be hunched over the entire time you're down there.
Fine.
There are some cots and berths if you want to take them, though.
How long of a trip are we talking here?
About an hour.
I'll have a nap.
Okay. And Oscar, what are you doing?
I'll ask Oscar to wake me if anything transpires.
Okay. I mean, I'll go up on, I guess, up on top, just kind of watch it coming in.
All right.
Coffee time? All right.
All right. So, yeah, it's, as I stated, that's pretty much the way of things and the way things tend to go for the next, 55, 40 minutes or so.
Okay. I just listened to any sort of chatter from the crew or anything I could maybe pick up on. I'm not like really asking, but just
Make me another investigation check.
Okay. Unfortunately, I just have I only have
Logic. That's fine.
to follow up back on. So I'll try a logic roll here to.
Don't forget our +2 from our advantage, man.
Yeah,
Well,
to do that, you would have to simply state you're going to use your advantage, and then you get 2 extra dice. That's if you want to use it. No pressure.
But it's only once per game, right? You can use it or.
Once, yeah, and keep in mind also that you may gain advantages as the game goes on. So think of it like kind of like clues.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely no successes.
Okay.
No, nothing.
Most of the chatter is pretty benign,
Okay.
Long day today.
Yep.
Yeah, hot one tomorrow.
You betcha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you betcha.
Can't wait to get to the end. There's some squirty girls there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mostly what you're getting is,
Okay.
pretty benign talk,
Right.
arguing over,
Fish.
rates or feed or fish. Yep.
Yeesh.
As you get closer to Wrecker Isle, again, you see countless fishing boats and freighters moored out astern. You're seeing, you're hearing the shouts of sailors snapping sails, but the stench of herring and fraying oil kind of starts to permeate the area. Like, something is definitely fishy, and no pun intended. If you hate the smell of fish, you have come to the wrong damn place. You can also hear the cries of gulls about as far as the ear can hear. Mine. As you get closer, the ship is beginning to moor. You probably want to wake up Linus, but I'm not going to tell you. That's none of my business.
I'm sorry, you said I'm getting to the point where I want to go wake him up?
You probably would want to wake him up.
You're getting there short. Okay, I better go down and get him up.
Okay.
All right, sure. I'll go wake him and say we're almost there.
And you can even feel like when you start to wake up that the boat has slowed. Going up to the top deck, it is just basically at this point starting to moor. And if you were thinking you were in problems with crowds before, it's a lot more crowded. And again, the smell of herring and train oil is just the most potent thing in your nose right now. As you get to the dock, you see sweaty fishermen and sailors, hauling barrels back and forth, bringing in other goods. As well as small dinghies transporting people and goods to the dock. The captain will tell you that you are welcome to come back and you dock here for the next few days. You've already paid. You're welcome to use the under captain's for lodging if needed. Saying that, as you come ashore and get onto the docks, wait till Sean comes back, or till Linus comes back.
I'm here.
As you come to the docks, it is, like I said, just bustling with people. Go ahead and make me a vigilance check, if you would, please.
Yep.
Vigilance?
Default logic here.
Yep, vigilance logic.
I'm like not rolling really well tonight.
Neither am I, man. 5 dice, zero successes.
Yeah, no successes for me either.
Okay, you start to hear a commotion. Both the loud voice of someone, it sounds like proselytizing, and boos in the crowd of sailors.
Proselytizing our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm talking about how
that must be
the
Oscar.
inn is the devil's temple on earth. Repent your sins. And the crowd is beginning to kind of grow close to that area. And kind of go to hell, you suck. And then
he's talking about all the good stuff in life.
What's that?
They say he's all the bad stuff he's saying is the good things in life.
Fair enough. You also start hearing the sound of breaking glass as people begin to chuck bottles at the man. As you get closer, you do see a young man wearing a cassock, thin, kind of gaunt, haircut, very severe, ducking bottles, standing on a couple of barrels of appears to be liquor barrels as he's delivering his sermon. Also stating that the herring baron is the devil incarnate.
Yeah, he's obviously the Antichrist.
Indeed. A couple of guys have started to kind of move and say, why don't we show him a Wrecker Island welcome?
Oh, I suppose we better probably help him out, I guess. We're supposed to.
Yeah, he is our benefactor, and he's the reason
save the poor guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
I will move to between the thugs and Oscar.
Okay.
And I will say, the vicar has already been injured. You would harm another man of the cloth.
Sailors kind of look up at you and are like, we didn't come here to listen to some damn sermon. All he's doing is disturbing the peace.
Surely there are other places that you can go.
Surely there's other places he can go. Yeah, like the river.
Yeah. Where would you have him go?
Off the pier.
I draw my bow and point it right at whoever said that.
All right, I'm going to call this.
And I will say, maybe you should walk away.
I'm going to call this an empathy manipulation.
I suck at this. But I'm super good at shooting people, man. I'm just warning you how this is going to play out. Empathy is 1 and manipulation is 0. So I'm rolling 1 die. No.
They push you aside and continue toward the preacher.
I punched one of them.
All right.
Starting a fucking brawl.
What's that?
I'm starting a fucking brawl.
Yep, close combat physique.
All right. I got a success.
Okay. Crack one against the face, and he actually goes down. You see blood spurting from his nose. There are 3 others, though, who are now turning on you guys.
I'm going to try manipulation here. I call out, you better stay away from this guy, pointing to Linus. He is a fisticuffs champion. They know him. They know him as Lightning Linus.
Okay.
Okay, I've got 6D in manipulation. I got 1 success. It's the only success I've got so far.
Okay, let's check
Clutch.
against their logic.
Yep, see if they believe him. You face him at your own life, at your own peril.
They kind of look down at the guy who's, what are we doing? Give you a scowl and pick up their comrade and begin to walk the other way.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do
Don't
right there.
push it. Don't push it.
Okay, shut up.
Okay.
I turn around to Oscar, not Greg's Oscar, NPC
Oh, the other Oscar, yep.
And I say, not making a lot of friends here, Reverend. He is a preacher, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Like I said, he's dressed in a cassock. If he's not a preacher, he's doing a hell of an impersonation of a preacher.
Okay. Yeah. I effectively say, not making a lot of friends here, buddy.
He hops down and
Maybe try a softer touch.
a softer touch was tried, my friends. I take it you're from the society?
Yeah, but we don't like to brag.
Understood. Look, a softer touch was tried. That's really what Carl Eric was trying first.
Hold up, boss.
Oh.
Yeah, let's wait a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy, while we're waiting for Greg to return, why don't you tell people about your channel?
Tell them about my channel. Well,
I mean, besides running these live stream games, what other kind of content do you provide?
we do RPG reviews, and actually here's Oscar.
Yeah, sorry, I got dropped. I don't know why.
Sorry, we're in the middle of a plug here. Hold on.
It just suddenly said, yeah, sorry, you lost the connection and try again. I don't know what happened.
Look, if you're into RPG reviews, even a lot of obscure ones, if you're looking for something that's more mainstream, this probably isn't the channel for you. But I would encourage you to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notified whenever Jamie drops a new video.
Fair enough. Thank
Back to
you
you,
for that.
Jamie.
Thank you.
Whichever word it is.
As he says, he looks at you and says, Carl Eric tried a softer touch.
That's the vicar.
Yeah, that was his teacher. He's the protege of Carl Eric Handfist. And each time they beat him more roundly than the last.
Well, look, I can't sit here and beat the crap out of anybody who is not interested in your proselytization. I can't say the word, but Linus definitely can.
Understandable. And he'd be saying it in Swedish, not English, so, you know, I'm not going to go there.
I mean, I think it would be fun to play this game in Swedish, but only if I spoke it.
Exactly. The last time he came to this island, he brought a gun to stop that devil once and for all.
The vicar had murder on his mind.
He had the destruction of evil on his mind. You cannot murder a monster.
So Linus just kind of nods, thinking, how many people have been killed in the name of religion? And this is just another righteousness makes people do things that are completely not right. Right or wrong, whatever this Zacharias is, to contemplate his death and to be the instrument of such, there's no righteousness in that, is what the old occultist is thinking.
Carl Eric's body washed ashore near Fjällbacka about a week ago. Killed by a gunshot to the head, point blank range. The bullet matched those of his own gun. While the weapon has yet to be found, the coroner ruled it suicide.
Where was he, or where had he gone to prior to?
He'd come here to Wrecker Island with the intent of ridding this land of sin by force, by getting rid of the so-called herring baron.
Okay, so he went to the saltery, and the next time you saw him was a wash on the shore with less of his...
He came to Wrecker Island. Keep in mind that Fjällbacka is about an hour travel. That's where you went from Fjällbacka to Wrecker Island.
So, Oscar, what I'm trying to get at is, tell me a timeline here. The vicar arrives. He informs you of his intent, and then he went somewhere else.
So
where did he go?
He most likely went to the inn. I would assume either to the inn or to their mansion.
So he was staying at the inn rather than at the church.
No. Again, there is no church on Wrecker Island.
Okay.
So the church is back to the west in Fjällbacka.
Okay,
so
and that's where and that is where your congregation is at.
That is correct.
Okay. And do you have a map that you can show us, Jamie, by any chance? I can't see it because of the green screen.
I know. That's the problem.
No problem. Okay. So I look at Oscar Crab and I'm like, I think the inn is our next stop. If that's because here's what I'm trying to piece together. What is the timeline of events as they occurred? Where did he go, when, and then where did he go next? Right. We need to follow in his footsteps, in effect, to try and determine what happened and who's responsible.
Okay.
Agreed?
Yeah, smart idea. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Agreed. Sorry, I approach these things as a major incident manager. I can't help myself. All right.
You're fine.
That's good.
Is there any other information that we need to know, Vicar or Reverend?
Let's take a look here.
Maybe I should have Oscar question him. He's better at this than I am.
I don't want him to say that.
Dude, my manipulation is 1.
This family, the Amundsens, they were once a poor fishing family. It's said that they made their living from wrecking.
From doing what?
From wrecking.
What is
They
wrecking?
started. So, as you traveled the sea, or as you traveled the archipelago, you noticed that it is hard to travel. Correct?
Yes.
Not all ships make it.
So they salvage. They're salvagers.
Salvaging then leads to piracy.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay.
This was started by their father, Benjamin, who also died under suspicious circumstances. Some say he was actually beaten to death by his youngest son.
And who
Zacharias.
is this that we're talking about? This is Zacharias' family.
Yes.
What's their last name? I'm sorry.
Amundsens. Same as on your herring wrapper.
So they began as wreckers
Mm-hmm.
before getting into the saltery business.
Right. Basically, at the time, there was not a lot of. Again, that was about 30 years ago, and the area was pretty barren of fish at the time. Unlike today. When the herring returned,
They went legit.
his mother, Abella, bought most of this island and opened the inn. The business has been booming ever since. In fact, many call her the godmother.
Mm-hmm.
So shall we head to the inn then?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds good.
Okay. So the inn is bustling. It's
I want to talk to Oscar on our way there. Oscar.
Okay.
Greg.
Oh.
So
Me?
yeah,
You're off.
I think I'm putting together a strategy here. I think we go in separately.
Okay.
One of us asks questions while the other one kind of sits in the shadows and checks for other folks' responses.
Mm.
Trying to find whose ears are being perked up by our inquiries.
Okay.
I'll be the watcher if you can be the talker. You're better at talking than I am.
Well, I don't know about that. I think you're
My
a little more.
empathy is 1.
Yeah. Well, we kind
It's
of
my
think
one.
they'll maybe kind of come up with a game plan. So we're trying to retrace the tracks of uses as Zacharias. Is that his name? That came up dead.
We want to know it was the vicar, Carl.
The vicar.
Yeah. Carl Eric.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. We want to and what I'm hoping to find out is if we start asking questions about where Carl was, what he was doing at the inn. My hope is that someone's going to take notice of that, and I kind of want to see who's taking an interest in your inquiries.
Okay.
And then tail those individuals or that individual,
Okay. Sure.
if that makes sense. Let's
I
find
think
out
it does. I mean, if I kind of do the.
who's interested in the fact that this suicide is being investigated further. That'll give us an idea of who may be responsible.
Okay.
If the coroner has to decree this a suicide, but there are still people asking questions, someone's going to take notice of that, and someone's going to go back to somebody in a leadership position to inform them. hey, there's some strangers in town asking about the vicar's death. What do you want us to do about that, boss?
Right.
So, and I'm assuming you're also telling Oscar this situation as well, correct?
The priest?
Yeah, the priest.
No, I don't want to say anything around him that's going to further inflame or fuel his.
Ire.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
and his zealotry. He's gasoline in a fire. We don't need that right now. We need subtlety and subterfuge.
So as you get closer to the inn, you see the structure. There are actually 3 structures pretty close that you can kind of see. The inn, their residence, and then the actual saltery. Which of the 3 of them, the saltery is clearly the biggest.
Are we still on Wrecker Island?
Yes, you're still on Wrecker Island. Everything here is on Wrecker Island.
I thought the saltery was at Fiolaka.
No, I do apologize for any miscommunication.
Oh, okay.
All 3 of these are on Wrecker Island.
And Abella owns this inn.
She owns most of Wrecker Island, or their family does anyway. Yes.
Okay.
But the smell of herring is strongest here.
I love the smell of herring in the morning.
Good, because you're getting a good nose full of it.
Yeah.
The inn itself, the infamous Wrecker Island Inn, is a sturdy wooden 2.5-story building. The ground floor holds the dining room, kitchen, and storage room, while the 2 upper rooms mainly house staff and wealthy overnight visitors. The tavern on the ground floor is lively, even at this time of day. As you start to walk in, the clouds of tobacco smoke are prevalent. Oscar will make a beeline in. Like, unless you try to stop him or hold him back, he's just gonna march.
No, leave him on the docks. I don't want him with us. He's nothing but trouble. Wait here. We'll do some investigation and come back and let you know what we find. But dragging him along with us, he's just going to get in the way, cause trouble, and prevent us from getting done what needs to get done.
He's probably going to set off everybody against us, really.
Well, and here's the thing. 2 things. 1, he started to follow you when you were leaving.
Yeah.
But 2, if you stop, he keeps going.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell him that I need him to count the number of fishing boats that come in and leave from the docks. That this is an important thing that we need to know in terms of who's coming in and who's going out.
I have important business in the inn.
Well, then you go by yourself. We're not going to take part in your crusade of vengeance. That's not why we're here.
Vengeance. I need to save Joanna.
Who is Joanna? Do you know who Joanna is, Oscar? Who is Joanna? Why are we not getting the full story out of you, Vicar?
Joanna is an old dear friend of mine. I fear she has been lured to the island and forced to work in the inn against her will.
Can you describe Joanna?
She's beautiful. Golden locks of hair, oceanic eyes. About 5'4", my age.
So
somehow she's come under their spell.
Are we here to discern the truth of the death of Carl, or are we here to rescue your princess?
Both. And I'm not asking you to do anything there. I will help Joanna. That is on me.
The problem that I have is that because of your protestations at the docks, every single person knows who you are. You can't come and go as we can.
I'm gonna have you make a manipulation check, Sean.
I suck at this.
I know you do, and I'm sorry, brother.
No.
She could die if I don't help. Oscar, you can jump in as well.
I don't know. I guess I could try manipulation, just kind of saying that, if you let us accomplish our task first, I think it may help accomplish what you wanted to try to save your Joanna.
Yeah. If you go, that you both can die.
I'll just try. Yeah. I got 1 success.
He gives you a look of frustration, but finally kind of, fine, I relent. I will stay here against my will.
Count boats. It's important.
Somehow
When I get back, I need to know how many have come in and how many have left.
Remember, the Lord said to make you fishers of men.
Ooh, I like that one, Greg. Nice.
Okay.
So he is standing there, tapping his foot, waiting on the dock.
So,
right.
Oscar, I'm going to go in first.
Okay.
It's a busy inn, so give me a couple of minutes to kind of just get situated so that I can get a good look at everything in the inn. So that when you start making inquiries, and I'll also see if I can put eyes on Joanna.
Okay.
So that we can make note of where she's at and the conditions that exist for her in terms of, I'll also look for exit strategies while I'm there.
All right.
Good idea.
I'm former Swedish special forces, so at least that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling people. I'm stolen valor. I'm an occultist. That's why they kicked me out of the Swedish army, because I was trying to raise the dead or something. I don't know.
Okay. As you begin to enter the bar or the inn, Linus, like I said, you're hit. It's the first time that you smell something that isn't herring, and it is the smell of tobacco.
Okay.
There's a thick cloud of it from pretty much every angle. Sailors sitting at folding tables, drinking aquavit, playing cards. Lightly dressed waitresses bearing chicken feathers dance between the tables. On top of a liquor barrel in the corner sits an older woman in her 70s. Harsh eyes scanning the room, a shotgun in her hand. Wrapped in an apron so stiff with filth that some you would seriously believe it might stand up on its own.
I take note of that woman as Abella.
You would be correct.
At least that's what Linus is assuming based on what he's heard.
As you sit down, a young woman does come to the table and ask you what you would like.
Apparently, I'll have the aquavit.
She kind of nods and, it's a kroner for a bottle. This girl does match the description of Joanna.
She's probably not wearing a name tag. I'll ask her. What's your name, wench?
My name is Joanna.
What's on the menu for fare today?
Currently, we have sandwiches. Herring sandwiches with cheese.
Man, I could really go for some Braunschweiger. Herring sandwich it is.
Okay. She nods and kind of goes back out. One thing you notice, Linus, as she begins to walk, another sailor basically slaps her on the ass. At which point, the woman on the barrel, Abella, basically gives him the evil eye and hoists up the gun a little bit to let him know, yeah, no.
Noted.
Okay. Oscar, you come into a similar situation.
All right. Let's see. I guess kind of observe the room. I assume basically I see what he had been seeing.
Yes, although I would like you to also make an agility physique check, please.
Okay, I got to add my. Okay, so physique is 5, and then agility is 1. So I need 6 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I managed to get 2 successes.
Okay. You avoid 2 men entering the bar, pretty much barging past you.
Oh, okay.
These 2 are big boys.
Pete and Paul, or Paul and Pace, or Pete and Pace.
Pete and Pace. Heavy-set men in their 50s, both suffer from extremely poor dental health and wearing coarse work clothes.
These are 2 of the moron triplets.
Oh, jeez.
They are indeed. And they go in and sit at the bar.
Okay.
Those are the 2 you need to talk to. Of course, when we leave and you go into any back alley, you're going to be accosted.
Yeah, probably. Oh, let's see. Who shall I start with first?
Flip a coin. They're both
There are
morons.
plenty of sailors, along with Pete Pace and, of course, Abella and a couple of waitresses.
Where is Paul?
No sign of Paul.
Okay,
I
I
make
guess.
note of these 2 guys. I'm making note of their faces so that I can remember them later.
It'd be hard not to remember these 2. They definitely look very similar. You know, some people's like, yeah, you can just tell they're brothers.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Nothing about these 2 screams unique.
Probably share a brain.
Wouldn't surprise you.
Let's see. I guess I'll start asking some of the sailors. Just trying to ask about the. I guess
the body that washed ashore.
Yeah, about the this Carl.
Before you do that, I'm just going to remind you. The body actually washed ashore in not on Wrecker Island, but on
the other side of the on the other side of the ocean.
Fialbaca is where it walked up.
But we figured out he had come here then?
Yeah, he had come here.
Okay.
And that's the thing is, he came here with a gun, with the intention of putting a stop to Zacharias. Then, nobody heard from him. Nobody knows what happened. And his body washes up in Fialbaca, deemed a suicide because, again, there was a bullet wound point blank, and the bullet matched the kind of bullet his gun would have used. But no sign of the gun.
And Carl is the vicar, right?
Carl was a vicar, yeah. He was Oscar's mentor.
Okay. I'm trying to think how to position this because they're probably going to be wondering why somebody's just coming in and asking questions. I don't exactly look like an inspector or anybody of authority, really.
You look
No.
like one of them.
Yeah. I guess maybe I should start with the bartender, perhaps. I guess they're probably more likely to talk than just walking up to some stranger like a sailor.
You could just position it as, I was here a couple of nights ago. Some guy came in with a gun. Whatever happened to that guy? You have
That's
one of those faces.
That's why you should be asking the questions.
You have one of those faces / personalities that kind of melds into a crowd.
Right.
So you may or may not have been here a couple of nights ago and nobody would know.
Right. Okay. That's a good point. I mean, let's say that I was here a couple of nights ago. You hear about the guy that wandered into the crowd. Would I use I guess what would I kind of use for a role for that kind of thing? Trying to find in for, was that observation or?
That's totally manipulation.
Or manipulation, either one, whichever one works best for you.
Well, manipulation is my better score, so yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm going to pick.
I mean, you're effectively lying to people, man.
Yeah, exactly. I like that thought. And absolutely no successes.
The bartender looks at you and goes, "Yeah, we don't talk about him."
I'm scanning the room for anybody who might have overheard Oscar mention this.
You actually do see the two boys, or the two Pete and Pace at the kind of look over, and like one of them kind of nudges the other, like, "Hey."
Noted. Aquavit.
Yeah, Joanna comes back with your sandwich and aquavit. The sandwich is okay, but it definitely has an oily taste.
I'd like to ask Joanna. So I come here somewhat frequently. How long have you been working here? I don't remember seeing you around.
I was about to say the same thing. I've been working here for 2 years. I've never seen you here.
2 ships passing in the night.
Okay.
You like it here? Obviously, you've been here 2 years.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, I like it fine, but it's not my end goal.
And what would that be?
Well, honestly,
I want to go to Hollywood and be a star.
I'd love to go to Gothenburg, maybe even go further out.
Yeah, in the end, every waitress is an actress. Just quick aside, what is Gothenburg?
Nearest city.
All right. But no significance in terms of. So she doesn't seem like she's here under duress, yeah?
No, you don't get that impression. In fact, go ahead and make me an observation check.
I suck at this stuff, man. That was close, but not a success.
Okay. No, she definitely doesn't seem like. I mean, the closest thing to feeling under duress is as she continues to talk to you. You do notice Abella giving you the stink eye now as well. Kind of like, move it along, motherfucker. You don't need to. You got your sandwich and your drink now. Stop pestering our waitresses.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I just say I've been there. It's a beautiful city. I hope you make it there someday.
Thanks. And she,
trying to keep the conversation pleasant and innocent.
Fair enough. And yeah, you haven't done anything that really has raised her ire. It's just it's more she's dawdling, talking to you, and she could be serving drinks.
Mm-hmm. Is she the only waitress here?
No, but you get the impression that Abella is probably a somewhat harsh taskmaster. And again, it's one of those, you could be making me money. You're talking to somebody.
Well, I mean, she wants the customers to come back. This is part of that. It's a service industry thing.
True. At the same time, she's Amazon in this respect. She is, where are you going to go besides here kind of thing.
That's fair. All right.
So
Yeah, I
she can
don't want
afford
to
to
raise
be-
any suspicions, so I'm only asking very innocent questions. But to me, it doesn't seem like she's here under any duress, as Oscar would have had us believe. Which I
Correct.
find troubling. To
It's a
think that he
shitty
was
job, but
to think that he was going to come in here and just start raising hell about Joanna, come with me.
mm-hmm.
It's just not. It's not. It's the wrong move. Anyway, what else you got, Greg?
Okay. Let's see. I guess maybe try ask somebody else. The bartender wasn't very happy with what I said. Did the other people seem like kind of put off to me when he said we don't talk about the vicar here?
Well, there's not many people at the bar.
Okay.
You, the two lunkheads, and maybe like one or two other sailors.
Okay.
But there are tables with card games going on.
Okay.
It probably would be super hard to try taking a hand.
Oh, try taking a hand of the game, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess I could try that and then try to manipulate my way in and ask again about, the guy that came in here with a gun.
All right.
Would that still
Go
be
ahead,
manipulation?
Make me a quick manipulation check.
Okay. And I get no successes.
They
I get no
begrudgingly offer
respect.
you a seat at the table.
Okay, 1 second. My disc minimized. I don't know why it disappeared on me. Hang on.
Sure thing.
Computer problems. Okay, there we go. I'm back.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm sure you guys can see me the whole time, but still on my window closed. Okay.
I appreciate it. Understandable.
Okay, yeah. So I did. I guess sorry. No successes.
They kind of grudgingly offer you a chair at the table,
Okay.
hoping that you have more kroner on you than cents.
Okay. I guess I'll maybe intentionally lose a little, like lose a first hand, just to kind of put them at ease.
Okay.
But try not to look like too much. Like I don't want to look like a hustler or
Sure.
something. Yeah.
Fair enough. They start to loosen up after a few hands.
Okay.
Saying that if you want to try another manipulation attempt to actually talk to them.
Sure. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, that time I got 2 successes.
Oh, that guy. Oh, dear God, yeah. He came in the first couple nights. First night I saw him, he came in, he, gave his spiel. They threw him out, threw him into the river. This happened for, almost 6 months, man. Just back and forth. And it just got increasingly funnier and increasingly worse. He'd come in yelling and screaming, and they would, it would just, it would escalate, man. There've been a couple good fights in here because of that. And then, well, he came in one night and very nervous and angry and pulled out a gun. Most of us left, and that's about the time Paul disappeared, isn't it? Well, Paul's apparently out drumming up business, from what I was told.
Watch in the room.
I heard he was on a trip to Gothenburg. Really, I heard he was sick. Maybe one too many bad herrings.
I think I know who killed the vicar.
Did he, when he came in, did he look like really crazed? When he did that last stunt with a gun?
I'd say angry more than crazed. I mean, you know, he had the look of a guy whose best girl had been taken by by somebody else, and he was there to settle the score.
Any certain person he threatened?
Well, he kind of nods at Abella there at the bar, like,
Oh. How long ago was this when the last time when he came in doing the gun wielding?
It's been a couple weeks.
Did he get thrown out, or did he walk out, or what happened?
We don't know. We left.
Oh. Yeah,
Abella
when
fired that shot in the air. Sorry, what?
Oh, it's okay. I was just going to say, I mean, if somebody started waving a gun around, I'd probably get out too.
Yeah, we all decided it was better not to be here. But that was the last we saw of him.
Anybody notice which way he went?
I mean, he came in. That's the last we saw of him, man.
Okay. All right.
Linus, make me an observation check.
No.
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 Hand clasps on the back of your shoulder. Face comes in right up to yours, like, you know, pretty much. Apparently not a big fan of personal space. The stench of alcohol on his breath. Old man, scraggly beard, looks at you and says, clearly inebriated, wags a finger at you and says, if you value your life, you should leave the island as quickly as possible.
What?
The sea gives and the sea takes away. Soon it will take you too if you're not careful. The new moon is almost here.
Do I get the feeling that anybody else in the tavern is also seeing this person?
They're seeing him, but it's pretty much he's being ignored. I mean, I would say it's kind of like if you know the regular at the game store or the regular at the bar that's kind of annoying, you may see a few like eye rolls at the tables next to you, but nobody's like, oh, he just said this, let's run.
I say, might be time you headed home, Grandpa. I don't say Grandpa. I say, might be time you headed home, Grandfather.
Heed my warning! As he begins to stumble out of the inn.
I sit down and continue to... Actually, I will follow him out, walking past Oscar, so that Oscar can see me exiting.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'll use Grandfather as a means to make my way out. But I want to make sure Oscar knows that I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So that he can make a graceful exit shortly thereafter.
Yep. I will also leave. Not like immediately. I may wait a little bit of time. Finish the current hand, I guess.
Okay. Oscar, if you leave, I need you to make me a vigilance check.
Need me to? Okay.
Correct.
Vigilance. Okay, all I have is logic, so. Yep. And hold on, one die went rolling away on me.
Sure thing.
Sorry. Pardon me. Excuse me. I got one success.
Okay. As you leave, you do see that Pete and Pace seem to be stalking you. They are trying to be inconspicuous, and trying is the operative word.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not easy to do when you're a lummox.
Nope.
Both men are kind of looking in opposite directions, and then, like, you know,
Yep.
if you duck down the left alley, they duck down the left alley. Oh,
So, am I in a position where I can see them tailing him?
give me an observation check.
Nope.
You're too busy dealing with Orvar there.
I figured that's who that was. All right, because I was going to walk up behind and club them for questioning, but
Fair
I
enough.
don't see them.
Okay, I guess I gotta find some way to lose them.
Or lure them into a trap. Take them back to the vicar. When he sees them, maybe he will take action. And we can question them. I think telepathically to Oscar.
There you go. They need to be some sort of
Even though I don't know that he's being followed.
I think they need to have their souls saved, kind of thing, or.
Well, I think a come to Jesus talk is relevant and appropriate.
Okay.
What happened here is Paul murdered the vicar, and now he's laying low. He's gone to ground until the heat cools off, till people stop asking questions.
The old man, by the way, is still muttering. I'm going to have you make one more observation check, Sean. And as a friendly thought, this might be a time to use to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah. So what am I rolling?
This would be an observation check.
I will use my research advantage, I guess, since I have nothing in observation at all. Okay.
I didn't see that. Roll again.
He's an old man. If you're just going to give it to me, Jamie, just why have me roll?
Because if you get more successes, you get more info. Fine.
It's yours.
It is. Maybe you shouldn't use Tales from Luke dice for this game.
I mean, I can go grab some different six-sided dice, man.
But he does mention something to you about. You hear him muttering, and he's going on about the family and the evil, and he kind of says something about that youngest boy's not even their isn't even their kin. Ah!
Would it be all right if I rolled investigation instead of observation?
Sure.
Since that's kind of what this is, we're investigating here.
Fair enough.
If that's all right with the GM.
I will allow it.
So, 2 successes.
Okay. Basically, yeah, he mutters something about the fact that the youngest son isn't even their kin.
Zacharias is not their kin.
Found in the bloody ocean.
Who is Zacharias then?
Huh?
Was I able to take any of the aquavit that I purchased from the inn with me?
You bought a bottle, so I mean, unless you drank the whole thing, I'm okay with assuming that you took at least a half bottle with.
I ask Orvar again, who is Zacharias?
Second here.
And you know, hold the aquavit next to me.
Oh, I gotcha. I'm looking at some information. I'm not
Oh, okay.
debating whether or not you're going to get to this.
Yep, I got you.
Something unnatural came from the sea. He says as he swipes the bottle from your hand. Found him in the water.
I ask Orvar what happened to the vicar.
What could happen to you if you're not careful? That's why I'm trying to save your life, boy.
I'll commit suicide, Orvar.
Suicide? Don't know nothing
That's
about
what
no
happened.
suicide.
Uh-huh. Orvar, do you know where Paul Amundsen is?
Where who is?
Paul.
Paul? Big lump of a boy.
Like his
Last
brothers.
I heard, he was off to Gothenburg. At least that's what that old sea cow back at the inn said.
You're talking about Abella?
Aye.
I need to catch up with my friend Oscar, but I'm making a mental note. Linus is making a mental note to make sure Orvar gets another bottle of aquavit.
Understood.
Take care of yourself, grandfather.
Aye.
Okay. So the big lummoxes are still following me then?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta decide whether I want to lose them or take them to the.
If you want to try to lose them, it will be a stealth check against their vigilance.
All right.
Are you sure you want to lose them? Wouldn't you rather draw them into a place of our where we set the battleground, so to speak?
Well, it's going to be a little challenging because you and I would have had to talk about that beforehand. It's
That's
kind of
true.
hard to, kind of hard to do that. I mean,
But
I
you're
could
a
try
man
to
of the streets. You're a man of the streets. You know how this
Yeah.
stuff works.
right. I mean, I could try to see if I can get them, get them lost into like an alley or something.
Okay.
Now, I have a talent of hobo tricks. Does that have anything to do with what I'm trying to pull here?
Only if you're on a train.
Let's take a look
okay.
at what the trick gives you.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I couldn't remember from the book. I think it might just be some of those things that he was talking about.
Well, we'll check just in case, and I still might give you a benefit for it.
I did erase my advantage, by the way, Jamie.
Sounds good.
Okay, and I'll get ready for, let's see. So stealth is precision, which is base off, which is 4. And then I took stealth an extra 2, so I got 6 total.
Actually, you got 6 total successes?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't rolled yet. That's how many dice I have available. Yeah, sorry.
Add 2 more dice to it. Gain plus
Okay,
2
that's
stuff
from
and
the
try to
whole-
hide yourself or an object from a wealthy human.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know if they have like kind of the thing of like when they're following me, I can kind of pull the thing of jumping up the fire escape, kind of like up high, kind of lose them quick, and then.
Potentially, yeah. So you'll gain the extra 2 dice worth of stealth anyway.
Okay, sure. All right. Okay. Let's see. At least I have one success.
Considering the successes they had, yeah, you are able to do just about that. You shimmy up a drain pipe.
Yep.
Before they can turn the corner, and you see the two of them kind of look around, like you're like up on the building looking down at them.
Yep.
And they start muttering at each other and start a little, like one smacks the other in the head. And
Let's see. I'm thinking how I can use this. I guess I was going to try to
something heavy to
trick them
drop on one of their
into-
heads.
What's that?
Find something heavy to drop on one of their heads.
Nice going, dumbass. You're the dumbass.
No, you're the dumbass.
No, you're the dumbass. Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Just
Okay.
remember, these people aren't too bright, man. You can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I know.
I
They're
normally
kind of
don't
dim
like
bulbs.
to give character stats, but I will tell you that their logic is one.
Okay, got it. Yep.
That's my empathy.
So he's an
I
ass.
guess I'll look for something I can drop on one of their heads or something.
You certainly can. Or this is a perfect time to just wander out of the scene. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, if he was talking about trying to trap them or something, that'd be kind of, that would be where we'd want to.
Maybe just hang out and listen to what they have to say from the rooftop.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, I'll just try to be quiet and hide and see if they say anything.
You're well hidden. They're not seeing any
Okay.
side of you. They're not even bothering to
All
look
right.
up.
Okay.
Mostly what you hear is them, like I said, smacking each other, yelling at each
Yeah.
other. Mom's gonna kill us. It's your fault. Mom, don't forget what happened to Pete. I'd be more worried about Zacharias if I were you.
Hmm.
In about 5-10 minutes of this back and forth, they both march back toward the end.
Okay. All right. Then I go and try to find Linus.
Linus is headed back to the docks where Oscar is.
Right, which I kind of figured we probably knew ahead of time. Oscar was trying to recruit, try to count votes.
Yeah, which is the first question I ask him when I get back.
Yep.
What's the net total of boats that have come and gone?
23 left, 27 showed up.
So we're plus 4 boats. Thanks, Oscar.
Aye.
This was very important, and I appreciate your diligence. All
He
right.
looks like he really believes you.
Yeah. Do you want me to make a manipulation check? Because I'm super good at that.
I think we're good.
I will let. I want to let my Oscar know what I found out about Zacharias.
Good. Okay.
He's Vaesen. He's Vaesen.
All right.
He's the reason we're here.
I guess I'll know him. Let him know too what I'd heard, like them saying about what the two doofuses said about. I think Zacharias, something about the mother might have been involved or something.
Okay. I also want to confront Oscar the vicar.
Okay.
About Joanna.
Okay.
I spoke with her. She does not seem to be, in any kind of duress or coercive employment. She's been there for 2 years and enjoys her work. Granted, she would like to make her way to Gothenburg, but what waitress does not have aspirations of being more than a waitress? What danger do you feel that she's in? I'm not seeing it.
She's in a den of iniquity. Look, I understand what you saw. I do. And don't take this as just the rantings of an angry person, but I know her. I've known her all my life. Since we were about 5. She's not herself. Not there. And she is in
Right.
danger. This is a den of sin.
Right. So when was the last time you spoke with her?
A little over a month ago.
So, and you had this conversation with her then?
Yes, and she was under their spell.
Or she wasn't taking what you were offering? I'm
I
sorry.
offered
It sounds to me like this is nothing more than you being a jilted lover. That's all this sounds like.
No. I'm
What
trying to
about
say
the rest of the people? What about the rest of the wait staff? What about the customers? Where is your concern for them?
I'm concerned for all of their souls, but hers in particular. Like I said, I've known her a long time.
This,
Would-
I look
Would
over
you
at
let
Oscar.
your own
I'm like,
mother go to the slaughter? If you could
it
stop
did not appear to me as though she was being slaughtered.
not yet, but
She's working to support herself, and to me this just sounds like that she has rejected your advances, and you are troubled by that. You sound like this to me. This appears to be a lovesick priest who has been rejected by the woman he loves, his childhood sweetheart, or what have you.
I love all of God's children.
Okay. I look over at my Oscar and I'm like, we need to find more out about Zacharias.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't want to deal with not my Oscar.
Fair enough.
He's just I'm sorry, but a man who is so deluded by his passions in this way is not useful to me. He's just not.
Fair enough.
And my empathy is 1.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like for Linus, it's like, man, I don't care. I don't care about your romantic interludes with a woman who has rejected you, and would rather work at the inn than run off with you. I don't care about any of this crap.
I speak to Oscar the vicar and say, listen to the wisdom of my friend here. You counted the boats, and there was 4 additional boats. There were 3 of us. That's 7. 7's perfected. 7 days of the week. It's a heavenly number. I'm just going to mess with him. I've dealt with religion before.
Go ahead and make me a manipulation check. I want to see where.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm manipulating the hell out of him. 2 successes.
Now I have to
As Linus listens to this, he's just like, what?
I grew up in real life. I grew up with listening to church stuff and all this, and yeah.
He kind of
You can
looks
make
at
just
you
about anything.
with kind of an okay, okay, and he stops and thinks about it, and he kind of wanders off.
Okay.
One second here. I need to find something in the book because.
Linus's feelings on the whole Joanna thing is, I don't care about what she's doing. My only interest is in Zacharias. He's the Vaesen. He's the reason we're here. Whatever Joanna decides to do with Oscar, the vicar, I couldn't possibly care less. This is not relevant to why I'm here.
Well, I don't think I will say this at least, that I hope that she isn't one of these, that she doesn't end up with him and bearing children to him. I don't know if I'd want more people like him.
Again, I don't care. I'm only interested in the Vaesen.
Fair enough.
What these two youngsters decide to do, I'm out. I don't care.
Mhm.
I'm out. Not dealing
Again,
with this crap.
empathy of one. Empathy of one. I don't care.
No arguments here. Just want to take a look for one thing, but yes, it is getting late. Might be worth heading back to the boat for the night at least
Okay.
to rest and
I don't want to go to the boat.
okay.
I need Oscar to find us a hideout. Whether
Okay.
that's up on the rooftops.
Yeah.
I do not want to be where these people can find us.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got
Right.
a good point. Yeah.
They're going to be asking around, hey, have you seen this guy? And they're going to be describing you.
Mm,
And then we're going to end up with a rude awakening in the middle of the night from Tweedledee and Tweedledumpfuck.
right.
And so I need you to find us a place that is not, that they would not be looking for us at.
Okay.
Okay. So to that end, let me have you roll me an agility check, both of you.
Agility. Okay.
Yep.
One success.
Okay.
I have one success also.
Okay, you're able to find an easy way up. Like to get onto a rooftop.
All right.
And it looks like it's
Yep.
close enough to abandoned that you could sleep there for the night without issue.
Okay.
And imagine I have some kind of tarp that I might be able to make a lean-to out of, or maybe put our cloaks together, something to that nature.
Something along those lines. Yeah, it's not the most comfortable you've ever been, but again,
Safety first.
Right, safety first, and
I think it might be a good idea to also find a place where we can observe Oscar the Vicar in shifts or wherever he's staying, so that if somebody comes to accost him, one of us will see that.
Okay.
there actually is a what do you call it, a hostel that he is staying at in the night.
Okay.
Then the rooftop perch that we're taking residence in,
Is not too far. You can see.
I want to be able to see if the moron twins show up.
Okay. Now we'll have to take shifts looking out for them.
Yeah. When it's Oscar's turn to watch, I sleep.
Okay, so you're gonna go in shifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And I tell Oscar if he sees the moron twins to wake me.
Oh yeah,
And
of course.
we descend and club them.
All righty. So you're going to sleep first, or is Greg?
I'll sleep first.
Okay.
I'm an old man. I need to get. I didn't get a nap.
Okay. As you drift off to sleep, describe what you think you're dreaming about.
A cat.
Cat. Okay.
That's right. I'm talking about you.
The cat leads you forward near to the lake. You fall in. You're struggling as the seaweed begins to wrap around your legs. No matter how much you try to fight it, you're being pulled under. The stench of stale seaweed and salt brine in your eyes and in your mouth. I'd like to have you go ahead and try to make me a physique and force check, please.
Nope.
Okay, you are drowning. You can taste it in your mouth. Within a few minutes, and Greg, Oscar, he's been asleep for maybe an hour.
Okay.
By the way, you can go ahead and put the mental condition of frightened onto your sheet there, Linus. He wakes up with a massive coughing fit.
Oh.
And as he's coughing, he
Yep.
spits up salt water and seaweed.
Damn.
I should not have had that herring sandwich at the inn.
And that, my friends, is where we're going to leave it tonight.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm just looking for the experience system real quick.
Okay, sure.
Give you guys
One thing Sean is not doing is increasing the empathy of his character because it's too much fun playing a guy who doesn't give a shit.
Fair enough. Fair
I'm an
enough.
old guy who's just like, I don't have time for this nonsense.
Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so the experience point system in this game is going to use the question system. So I'm going to ask you guys questions. If you answer them, you may get something out of it. So the first thing is first,
Okay.
Did you participate in the mission? Yes, each of you gets 1 XP.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Did you confront any Vaesen? Not really.
No.
Did you identify any previously unknown Vaesen? Again, not really.
No.
Yeah, we did. Zacharias is Vaesen.
You suspect. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
give it to you now.
Fine. But Orvar said so.
Orvar said so. He did. Did you? Were you affected by your dark secret?
Probably not. No.
No,
Okay. Did you take risks to protect other people?
I did.
Yes, I would agree with you both that.
Okay, yep.
Did you learn anything, and if so, what?
I learned that Zacharias is a Vaesen.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you that way. This is why he's my nemesis, folks. This is why he's my nemesis.
We learned a lot. We learned that Oscar the vicar is lovesick for the waitress at the inn.
Yeah.
We learned that
And I
Abella
think,
is a nut
yeah.
job.
Well, and I think she had something to do with Zacharias. That what happened.
Well,
to him
and that
this week.
Zacharias is not the blood relative of the Amundsen family.
Mhm.
So there's
That's
lots
true.
that we've learned.
I would agree.
So I'm marking 3 XP.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I would agree.
Okay.
Okay. What page is the advancement rules on so I know?
Find it again here.
How we can spend those?
It should be on about page 28, I believe.
One more time, Jamie. Page 8.
25.
Oh, 45. Okay.
2-5. 2.
Oh, 2-5. Okay. Advancement. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thoughts, comments, concerns, questions so far?
No, I had a lot of fun.
I don't
Even
think
with
so.
shit rolls. I think I had maybe 2 successes all night. But it was
did
still
Fair enough.
too. I think it took me a little bit to kind of get into playing it. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get into. You kind of get your swing of things.
Yeah,
and then at least you got a
it's a
chance to
different
use
setting.
it.
than we played in the past, right?
Right.
So
It is. It's definitely a different setting, but I think that there's a lot of value to it.
Right.
I don't disagree.
All right. Well, I guess then that ends our session for tonight, guys.
Right.
And for
I'll
everyone
just
who's
say
showing
it
up,
again. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, press like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the things.
do the monkey with me. Yep.
Sure.
I bid you guys adieu and happy gaming.
Okay. All right.
Take care of yourselves and your families.
See ya.